Everybody get in a straight line, so be able to walk down on each side. Y'all felt fall in on this side, make the line easy.
All right, it looks like we are now live streaming on YouTube. Had to make sure that we got that up and going, as this is a public forum. Family members that wanted to make sure that they were able to see the live stream. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
You are an inmate or the accused, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the information contained in your application for court-appointed counsel, as well as any information you give this court, is true and correct, so help you? If so, say I do.
I do.
If there's a deputy there, I am not hearing anything on you all's end. You have to put your hand down if you can hear me. If there's a deputy that can make sure that the microphone is connected, I cannot hear anything from you all's end.
Can you hear me, Judge?
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
I can hear, but I don't think she can.
I still can't hear. Give me 1 second. It may be on my end. All right, will somebody say something so I can make sure you all can hear me?
Morning.
All right, we're good now. So that may have been on my end. So once again, good morning, everybody, or good afternoon. We're going to get started. We have quite a calendar. It's going to be incumbent upon you all to listen very carefully so that we can move this matter along expeditiously to try to keep everybody safe and get this going. So you all already been sworn in. This is your first appearance before the Magistrate Court of Clayton County. We are not here to try your case or to take a plea. You are here for the court to inform you of the charges against you, to advise you of certain rights, to set bail on those offenses for which the court is authorized to set bail, to schedule a preliminary hearing, and to determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney. You have the right to remain silent and say nothing. However, should you give up this right, anything you say during this proceeding may be used against you if this case goes to trial. During this and all other proceedings, you have the right to the presumption of innocence until the state proves your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to indictment by grand jury for most felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors. You have the right to a speedy and public trial by jury. You have the right to see, hear, and cross-examine witnesses who are called to testify against you. You have the right to compel the attendance of your own witnesses on your own behalf by subpoena. As I've stated, you have the right to testify and offer evidence, but should you choose not to do so, no inference of your guilt may be raised by your failure to speak. You have the right to have an attorney represent you. At this point, it is the policy of this court to appoint an attorney for each of you while we are joined by attorney Martin Stokes. She is a private attorney who is representing Mr. Cole, I believe, is your client.
Yes,
everyone else will also have an attorney represent them at later court dates. And the court has appointed an attorney to represent you. Be mindful that you can always choose to represent yourself at a future date, or you can hire your own private counsel as Mr. Cole has done. You are not bound to use the court-appointed attorney that the court gives you. Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds for your release from jail pending the prosecution of this case. This bond may be cash, commercial, or property. If you post a cash bond, someone will deliver the full amount of bond in cash together with any applicable fees to the sheriff's office, who will hold that bond until your case is concluded. At the time your case is concluded, the bond will be returned. Should you use a commercial bonding company, that company must be approved by the sheriffs, and they can charge up to 15% total of your bond amount. That fee is for them and will not be returned to you. Someone could also post a bond on your behalf using property if they have a net equity in the property and an amount equal to 3 times the total amount of bond. So for example, if I give you a bond of $2,000, your property must have equity in the amount of at least $6,000 to qualify for a property bond. The court will inquire of each of you if you are able to make bond. When I ask you that, I am asking if you are able to make a cash, commercial, or property bond. The answer is yes, no, or I'm not sure. So I know you don't have money in your pockets right now, but when I'm asking you later if you're able to make bond, I'm basing it on whether you have someone to post a commercial property company or property on your behalf. Some of you will have special conditions on your bond that prevent you from contacting certain people or going certain places. The court takes these conditions very seriously. You will be prohibited from calling or having any contact with the alleged victim, and you may be required not to go back to a place that was once your residence or a place that is the alleged incident location. Should you violate the court's order, your bond will be revoked and you will not be entitled to another bond while awaiting trial. An additional charge of aggravated stalking, influencing a witness, or any other charge as the law may provide could be brought against you. You could be facing 10 years in prison or up to $20,000. So please, please, please do not violate any of the bond conditions that are set before you. For any family members who are watching the live stream for information regarding the bond, please allow 3 hours from the conclusion of this bond calendar for all your paperwork to be processed through the system. Also, if you are the alleged victim and I have put in a no contact order, you will be prohibited from placing bond on behalf of the accused. Some of you are charged with offenses for which this court is not authorized to set bond. In this event, a bond hearing will be scheduled at a later date before a Superior Court judge where they will provide for you a bond or at least give you the opportunity to be heard regarding bond. You will be informed of that date at a later date. If you are currently on active probation, the court is not authorized to set a bond. Your bond can be considered after your probation officer has had an opportunity to determine if they wish to file a warrant for your detention for violation of probation. This usually occurs during your preliminary hearing. The purpose of a preliminary hearing, please make sure you all are listening because this is very important. The purpose of a preliminary hearing is to determine if there is enough evidence or probable cause to justify keeping you detained until your case goes to trial. For those of you who are charged with misdemeanors only, you will have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Waiving your hearing will not affect your right to post bond. It will not affect your right to have an attorney, and it will not affect your right to have a jury trial. And generally, if you have a waiver of your preliminary hearing, your matter is expedited a little bit quicker through the court system. If you post bond, your preliminary hearing is automatically waived and you will be mailed a notice to appear in state court for arraignment. If you cannot make bond, you may still waive your preliminary hearing and be taken before a state court judge, which at time, if you plead guilty, you'll be sentenced on that date. Or if you plead not guilty, your case will be scheduled for trial. We do have one person who is gonna need the assistance of an interpreter. We will handle that matter last. We're going to do the lady inmates first. So Attorney Martin Stokes, hold tight. After we do the lady inmates, we will take Mr. Cole. Roberta Cameron.
Cameron, step up to the podium.
Roberta Cameron.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am. You are charged with defective equipment, 2 counts of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, and use or possession of drug-related objects. Do you understand your charges, or would you like to have the warrant read to you?
I understand the charge.
Okay. It's $14,000. Are you able to make bond?
You said 14,000?
Yes, ma'am. Are you able to make bond?
Yeah, but how much would that be in cash if I bond?
Ma'am, and everybody please listen up. And I'm not upset, Ms. Cameron, but we want to make sure this goes quickly, okay? A bonding company can take up to 15% of the bond. If you're asking how much your bond would be, it can be up to 15% of that total amount. So I'm not sure, it just depends on what bonding company you use. But your cash bond amount is $14,000. I'll ask you once more, are you able to make bond?
Not for 1,400, not 1,400.
Yes, ma'am. Do you, your next court date, because you are facing felony charges, will be June 30th at 8 a.m. in room 202. Have a good day, ma'am. Tashina Christmas.
Who do you have after that, Judge?
Miss Christmas will be Jasmine Colson. Miss Christmas, you are charged with battery, family violence, criminal trespass, well, and another count of criminal trespass. Your bond is $10,500. Excuse me. Yes. Are you able to make bond?
Yes.
All right. You are facing misdemeanor charges only, so you have an option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing? Thank you. Have a good day.
This one?
After Ms. Colson, please. Ms. Erica Davis, your case is being reset until tomorrow's calendar. So if Ms. Erica Davis is still in the gallery, she can be taken back. Your case will be seen before the court tomorrow morning.
Who, me?
No. Which was your name, Dave?
Oh, no.
Erica Davis. After Ms. Colson, we will deal with Diana Johnson. Good morning, Ms. Colson. You are with felony count of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substance Act, possession of marijuana less than an ounce, use or possession of drug-related objects, or drugs not in their original container. Your bond is $10,500. Are you able to make bond?
Yes.
All right. Your next court date will be June 30th at 8 a.m. Have a good day. After Ms. Johnson, we'll have Patricia Taylor. Ms. Johnson, you are charged with 2 felony counts of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act and giving a false name. Do you understand your charges, or do you need the warrant read to you? You do not have a bond at this time based on your probation status. Your next court date is June 30th at 8 a.m. in room 202. Have a good day, ma'am. Patricia Taylor.
Yeah.
After Ms. Taylor, we'll have Brittany Alexander. Ms. Taylor, you're charged with identity fraud and financial card fraud. Your bond is $20,000. You must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Ma'am.
What was that?
Ma'am.
Your next court date is going to be June 30th at 8 a.m. in room 202. Have a good day.
Step up.
After Miss Alexander, we'll have Carol Alexander. Are you Brittany Alexander? You are charged with simple battery. Your bond is $3,500. You are to stay away from Marcus Malone. You cannot return to 651 Mill Creek Trail in Jonesboro. You must not violate any laws out on bond. Do you understand those special conditions?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you wish to have your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Step up.
Are you Miss Carol Alexander Green?
Yes, ma'am.
Next will be Sabrina Burney. Ma'am, you are charged with driving on a suspended license. Your bond is $1,500. Court's going to give you an OR bond. That means you are going to be released on your own recognizance. As long as you return to court, we want to have any issues. I put the $1,500 in place because if you do not come back to court, you will have to pay that to get back.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Thank you.
you'll be signing out on your own recognizance, and therefore, you understand you'll be waiving your preliminary hearing by doing so.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Go that way. Step up. Put your mask on.
After Ms. Burney, Patty Rainey, charged with battery. Your bond is $3,500. You are to stay away from Shaquilla Wilson, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
May you repeat that for me, please?
Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Have a good day. Patty Rainey.
Yes, ma'am.
After Ms. Rainey will be Asia Thomas. Ms. Rainey, you are charged with simple assault. Your bond is $3,500. You are to stay away from Ashton Daniels. You cannot return to 4757 Puckett Street in Forest Park. The warrant indicated that is your residence. Is that your residence, ma'am?
Ma'am, I've been staying with him for 4 years before Ashton came there. I was taking care of him.
Yes or no?
The answer to my question, so is that's yes, that's where you reside?
Yes, ma'am, I've been there 4 years.
The court will allow you to go with a sheriff's escort for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal property within 10 days from your release of jail. However, you cannot go back to that property unescorted unless and until that matter is resolved, or unless and until that condition is modified by your lawyer and a future judge at a future date. Do you understand, ma'am?
I think so, cause it's hard for me to comprehend, sweetheart.
Okay, what I'm saying is, since you live there, you can go back and get your stuff, but you cannot go back and live there without a sheriff's deputy. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am, I have to get fines, call my
Ma'am,
son.
it's just yes or no?
Yes, ma'am, I heard you.
Thank you, Ms. Rainey. So you said you are able to make bond, correct?
Ma'am,
You said you are able to make bond?
I don't have any money, ma'am.
Okay. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
What you mean? What you mean, ma'am? I told you.
Yes, ma'am. I understand. It's a lot going on. And because you seem not to comprehend, I'm gonna go ahead and set it for June 29th at 8:30. In the event you bond out or change your mind, you can definitely waive that preliminary hearing at a later date, okay? Have a good day, ma'am.
Or bond?
No, ma'am, you cannot. Have a good day, ma'am.
Step on up now.
So I gotta,
Go to the podium. Go to the podium.
what I gotta do?
Just remain quiet. Just step in.
Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
Good morning. After Ms. Thomas, we'll have Aaliyah Ward. Ma'am, you are charged with terroristic threat, simple assault, obstruction of an officer, and interference with government property. You do not have a bond at this time. Your next court date will be June 30th at 8 a.m. in room 202. Have a good day. You're welcome. After Aaliyah Ward, are you Aaliyah Ward? Am I saying your name correctly?
Yes, ma'am.
You're charged with battery. Your bond is $3,500. You're to stay away from Deja Janae Evans. You cannot return to 5995 Riverdale Road. It was indicated on the warrant that is your residence.
I'm sorry, it was breaking up. What'd you say?
I understand it got frozen on my end as well. I asked, was that your residence?
What'd you say? What was it?
5995 Riverdale Road.
No.
So you should not go back there. You should not be around Deja Janae Evans. Do you understand? Do you, just so we're not being cute, you don't reside with her at all, right?
No.
Okay. And you must not violate any laws while out on bond, right? You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you wish to have your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am. And can you repeat the bond amount?
$3,500. Have a good day. And we are ready for the male inmates. If we can have Clemson Cole, please.
Judge, do you have any other females?
I don't think so. Who do you think? Who do you see?
Matlock, Pratt, and Pratt.
Okay, I have those in the mail set. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry.
Also Tarver.
I have that in the mail stack as well.
Those will be the last 3 females.
Amari Tarver. And who else did you say? You said Whitlock and who?
Matlock
And Pratt.
and Pratt. Right. Also Wilcox.
Wilcox and Matlock, correct?
Yes, yes. And Pratt.
Yes, I have that.
You gotta sit with your hand.
Jeramisha Matlock. After Ms. Matlock, we'll do Rakeem Wilcox.
Yeah, so go to right there.
Ms. Matlock, you were charged with hijacking a motor vehicle, armed robbery, and theft by taking. You do not have a bond at this time. Your next court date will be June 30th at 8 a.m. in room 202. Have a good day.
Come this way. Judge, we gotta get Wilcox from the infirmary. Could you do one of the other two females next?
Yes, Arnez Pratt. You are charged with possession of marijuana less than an ounce, tampering with evidence, and possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime. Your bond. Give me 1 second. Your bond is $11,000. You must not violate any laws while out on bond. Are you able to make bond, ma'am?
$1,000?
Your bond is $11,000. Are you able to make bond, ma'am?
I'm gonna try.
Okay. And your next court date is going to be June 30th at 8 a.m. in room 202. Have a good day, ma'am. Omari Tarver. You are charged with obstruction of an officer, ma'am. Your bond is $3,500. You must not violate any laws of out on bond. Are you able to, how old are you?
22.
Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day.
And the bond is 3,500, correct?
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. If we don't have Wilcox, can we get Cole, Clemson Cole? I know the council isn't waiting.
Yes, ma'am, we'll bring right up.
Thank you.
Tomorrow. Go.
Donna, we got Wilcox too, that female.
Okay. Who's first?
We can do the one with the attorney first.
Okay. If he can come forward. Are you Clemson Cole?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, sir. We're accompanied by your attorney, Shanteria Martin Stokes. You are charged with 2 counts of failure to yield and homicide by vehicle in the 2nd degree. Your charges are all misdemeanors. Your bond is set for $11,000. You must not violate any laws out on bond. Ms. Martin Stokes, is he able to make bond?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Cole is able to make bond, and we'd ask that you waive his preliminary hearing.
Thank you. That was my next question. So aside from that, Mr. Cole, your attorney will get your next court date in the mail, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. So you can be excused. I'm sorry I was running late today. We had a lot of inmates, as you can see.
That's okay. You have a good day.
You too. Thank you. We're ready for Miss Wilcox.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Ms. Wilcox, you are charged with criminal trespass. Your bond is $3,000 and you cannot return to the North Terminal Parkway unless you have confirmed travel. You must not violate the laws of out on bond. Are you able to make bond, ma'am?
No, ma'am.
All right. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. Have a good day, ma'am.
They took it off.
All right, let's try to get rolling. I know we're running behind, but I'm gonna try to make up some time. So let's do Andre Bissereth. After Mr. Bissereth, we'll do Bruce Bratton.
Come on, come all the way down. What's your last name? Come on.
Red line. Stop the red line, right?
Hey, line them up in fours.
Right here, right here. All right there.
Mr. Bissereth,
Yes. Yes.
Take your mask down and respond.
Yes, ma'am.
you are charged with felony count of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act. Your bond is $6,000. You must not violate any laws while out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Should be able to.
Your next court date is gonna be June 30th at 8 a.m. in room 202. Have a good day. After Mr. Bratton, we'll have Corey Cantrell. Mr. Bratton, you were charged with improper lane change, possession of firearm by a convicted felon, tampering with evidence, possession of marijuana less than an ounce, possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime. You do not have a bond at this time. Your next court date will be June 30th at 8 a.m. in room 202. Have a good day.
Straight in there, face the wall to your right. Step up to the podium, state your name.
After Mr. Cantrell, we'll have Lavaniel Davis.
Corey Cantrell.
Mr. Cantrell, you're charged with criminal damage to property in the second degree. Do you understand your charges? Or would you like your warrant read to you?
Yeah, you can read the warrant now.
You are charged with, it says that on the offender did commit the offense of criminal damage to property when said offender did intentionally damage the victim Raquel Walker's 2007 Nissan Altima without said owner victim's consent. Said offender did throw a brick paver from the victim's lawn through the victim's room window. The offender continued his unlawful behavior by throwing large rocks from the surrounding area and shattering both rear driver and passenger side windows. Damage to the vehicle exceeded $500. The offender and the victim have never lived together and have no children. The offender is the victim's ex-boyfriend and was positively identified via photo. The victim provided video via security camera and wants to pursue charges. Do you still have questions, sir, about your charges?
No, ma'am, but we do have a child on the way.
Your bond is $6,000. You are to stay away from Raquel Walker. You cannot return to 5529 Rock Shows Way in Atlanta, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes.
Your next court date will be June 30th at 8 a.m. in room 202. Have a good day. Lavaniel Davis. After Mr. Davis will be Devani Dorsey. Mr. Davis, you're charged of possession of marijuana less than an ounce, felony count of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime, and possession of a weapon by a felon. Do you understand your charges, or do I need to read the warrant out loud live to everybody?
I understand the charges.
Do you understand that you are on probation right now, so you do not have a bond at this time? The court has appointed an attorney to represent you. Your next court date will be June 30th at 8 a.m. in room 202. Have a good day. Devani Dorsey. After Mr. Dorsey will be William Elijah. Mr. Dorsey, you're charged with a felony count of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act and possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Your bond is $8,000. Do you understand your charges, or do you need me to read the warrants to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you understand?
Yeah, ma'am.
You must not violate any laws while out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Not that I know of.
Your next court date is going to be June 30th at 8 a.m. I have appointed an attorney to represent you. Okay, sir? Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Let's go to the podium, take your mask down and state your name, sir.
After Mr. Elijah, Michael Ezard.
I'm William Elijah.
Mr. Elijah, you are charged with false imprisonment and simple battery. Your bond is $10,500. Do you understand your charges, or do you wish the court to read your warrant aloud?
Read it out loud. Oh, yeah.
You are charged with false imprisonment and simple battery. It is accused that the offender did commit the above offenses when he did in violation of the victim, Franklin Njoku's personal liberty, did detain the victim in handcuffs against his will. The offender did make physical contact of an insulting nature when he placed the offender in handcuffs. This occurred in Clayton County. Do you understand now, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
You are to stay away from Franklin Njoku. Do you reside with Mr. Njoku?
No, I work security there, ma'am.
So you are to stay away from Franklin Njoku, and you must not violate any laws while out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
You said 10,000?
10,500.
I'll have to see. I believe I can.
Your next court date, as I stated, is June 30th at 8 a.m. in room 202. Have a good day.
This one?
After Michael Ezard, we will have the Chadrick Fletcher. Sir, can you, I know you like me, I gotta move my hair out of my face as well. You are charged with a felony count of the violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, possession of marijuana less than an ounce, and a stop sign violation. Do you understand your charges, or you need the warrant read aloud to you?
Under my understanding, I was charged with just the marijuana.
Do you understand the charges or not?
You are charged with violation of Georgia Controlled Substances Act, possession of marijuana less than an ounce, and a stop sign violation. Those are your charges.
No. Do you understand?
Oh, yes, I understand.
Okay, your bond is $8,000, and you must not violate any laws while out on bond. Are you able to make bond? Are you able to make bond? Okay, I didn't hear you. You have to speak out loud so that we can make sure that we hear you. Your next court date is going to be June 30th at 8 a.m. in room 202. Have a good day, sir. Chadrick Fletcher. After Mr. Fletcher, we'll have Preston Francis. Are you Mr. Fletcher?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, thank you. You're charged with a felony count of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, possession of marijuana less than an ounce, use or possession of drug-related objects, drugs not in their original container, and driving on a suspended license. Do you understand your charges, or do you wish to have your warrant read aloud?
Yes, ma'am.
You do not have a bond at this time based on the fact that you are currently on probation. However, the court has appointed an attorney to represent you, and your next court date is June 30th at 8 a.m. in room 202. Have a good day.
Okay. Step to the podium, come on. Take your mask down, state your name. State your name.
Preston Francis.
After Mr. Francis, we'll have Silas Green. Mr. Francis, you are charged with a red light violation, a hands-free violation, and driving on a suspended license. Your bond is $2,500. Are you able to make bond?
I'm not sure. I would have to see.
Do you wish to have your preliminary hearing?
No, not right now.
Your next court date will be June 30th, June 29th at 8:30 a.m. Have a good day.
State your name.
Silas Green.
Good afternoon, Mr. Green. After Mr. Green will be Vincent Hall. So you're charged with a felony count of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, drug-related objects, and a expired tag. Do you understand your charge, or do you need the warrants read?
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
Your bond is $8,500. Are you able to make bond? Court date is going to be June at 8 a.m. 202. Have a good day.
June 30th.
Good morning. Sir.
Step up, come on. Come on.
Mr. Hall, Vincent Hall. After Vincent Hall, we'll be seeing James Harvey.
Vincent Hall, Your Honor.
You're Vincent Hall? Okay, good afternoon. You are charged with DUI, hit and run, and driving on the wrong side of the road. Your bond is $15,500, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing as you are facing misdemeanor charges?
No, Your Honor.
Your next court date is going to be June 23rd at 8 a.m. Excuse me. Let me slow down. Your next court date is going to be June 29th at 8:30 a.m. in room 202. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Step up, state your name.
Howell.
Speak up.
Charles Howell.
I need James Harvey. I didn't call you, sir.
Harvey?
Yes. After James Harvey will be Mr. Howell. Is that your name, sir?
Yes, yeah, that's Howard.
Okay, we need James Harvey first.
He bonded out, Your Honor.
Thank you. After Mr. Howell will be Demetrius James. Sir, you're charged with escape. You do not have a bond at this time. Your next court date will be June 30th at 8 a.m. I have appointed an attorney to represent you. Have a good day.
Step this way, sir.
After Mr. James will be Charles Lemons. Mr. James?
Demetrius James.
Yes, sir. You are charged with battery family violence. Your bond is $3,500. Do you understand what you're charged with?
Yes.
Do you wish to have the warrant read, or you understand what you're charged with?
I mean, I understand it.
Okay, so you are to stay away from Larry Motley. You cannot return to 1123 Marquis Way in Morrow, Georgia. It's indicated on the warrant that that is your residence. So the court will allow you to go with the sheriff's escort for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal property. However, you cannot go back to that property unescorted unless and until that matter is closed or until the matter is modified by a judge or by consent at a later date. Do you understand?
Yes.
You must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes.
Do you wish to have your preliminary hearing?
No.
What was that?
No, man. Oh, Your Honor.
Okay. You said you're gonna bond out, right? Did you hear the court say earlier, if you bond out, you automatically waive it?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day. Charles Lemons.
Charles Lemons, yes.
After Mr. Lemons, we'll have Brandon McKinney. Sir, you're charged with simple battery. Your bond is $3,500. You are to stay away from Sonetta Lemons. You 4585 Mitchell Lane. It's indicated that that is your residence, so the court will allow you to go with a sheriff's escort for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal property. However, you cannot go back to that property unescorted until this matter is resolved or until this condition is modified through consent or by a future judge. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You must also not violate any laws while out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
No.
Can everybody please listen up? Stated it earlier, and I know you may not understand, but it's becoming repetitive and it's becoming counter, it's not, you're sending mixed messages. If you are going to bond out, you are automatically waiving your preliminary hearing. So if I ask you, are you gonna bond out? And you know you're gonna bond out, I'm not talking about if you think you might or whatever. If you know you're gonna bond out, then tell the court that you're going to be waiving your preliminary hearing. If you choose not to, just know that I'm gonna write it down, but if you bond out, you're not gonna get a preliminary hearing because your preliminary hearing will be waived once you bond out, okay? So I'm not upset, I talk loud because I get excited, but I just wanna make sure you understand because it sends a different message to me as to what you intend to do. So I ask again, do you intend to bond out, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, have a good day.
Step up, take your mask down, state your name.
Quentin Muldrow.
Good afternoon. So does that mean, Mr. McKinney bonded out?
Carly, McKinney bonded out?
Yeah, you brought it up.
Yes, ma'am. McKinney bonded out.
Thank you. After Mr. Muldrow will do Lawrence Pascal. Sir, you're charged with theft by deception. Your bond is $2,000. You must not violate any laws while out on bond. Do you understand your charges or do you need your warrant read?
Understand, miss?
Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes.
You're able to make bond, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody move it.
Thank you. Have a good day. Are you Mr. Pascal?
Yeah, ma'am.
After Mr. Pascal will be Donovan Reese. Sir, you were charged with battery family violence. Do you understand your charges or do you need your warrant read aloud?
Understand, ma'am.
Your bond is $3,500. You are to stay away from Daisha Petty. You cannot return to 843 Garden Walk Boulevard, Apartment C. It's indicated on the warrant that that is your residence. The court will allow you to go with the sheriff's escort for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal property. However, you cannot go back to that property unescorted until this matter is resolved. Do you understand?
Yes and no, ma'am. Go back. Can I say something or no?
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yes,
What, you say yes and no. What don't you understand?
She doesn't live there no more. She left that night with all her belongings. She never lived, like, it wasn't like, that's what I was trying to say. Like, my 5 kids are there by themselves with my mother. Like, she.
Okay, I've appointed an attorney to represent you. I can't go into that because of the warrant as alleged. So you have to deal with that with your attorney. So as of right now, I'm still not gonna allow you to go back to that property unescorted until that condition is modified by consent or through another judge. Do you understand, sir?
Yeah.
All right, you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yeah.
Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yeah.
Thank you, have a good day. Are you Mr. Reeves?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, after Mr. Reese, we'll have Xerox Shepherd or Zara Shepherd. I apologize if I mispronounced your name. Mr. Reese, you are charged with reckless driving and giving a false name. Give me one moment. Your paperwork is out of order. bond is $7,000. You must not violate any laws while out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
I'm not sure at this time.
Do you wish to have your preliminary hearing? You say yes or no?
No, ma'am.
Your next court date is gonna be June 29th, excuse me, at 8:30 a.m. in room 202. Have a good day. Zarek Shepherd,
State your name.
after Mr. Shepherd, we'll have Gary Spear.
Shepherd's in infirmary, we're gonna do him last.
Okay, so you're Mr. Spear? You are charged with aggravated assault. You do not have a bond at this time. Should you get a bond, a condition of your bond will be to stay away from Francis Patton. But as stated, you do not have a bond at this time. The court has appointed an attorney to represent you. Your next court date will be June 30th at 8 a.m. in room 202. Have a good day.
Step this way.
Justice Standifer,
Yes, ma'am.
you are charged with possession of marijuana less than an ounce, as well as a felony count of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act. Do you understand your charges, or do you need the warrant read to you?
I understand them, ma'am.
Your bond is $8,000. You must not violate any laws while out on bond. Are you able to make bond? You say yes, ma'am. I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. Your next court date is going to be June 30th at 8 a.m. in room 202. Have a good day. Kendall Turner. You're charged with battery. You're Mr. Turner, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You're charged with battery. Your bond is $3,500. Do you understand the nature of your charge? Or do you need your warrant read to you?
No, ma'am.
You know you don't understand, or you know you don't need me to read it.
Oh, you don't need to read, I understand.
You are to stay away from Lenodia Williams and Keandra Williams. You cannot return to 6857 Power Street in Riverdale, Georgia. You must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Next court date will come. Well, do you wish to have your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Your next court date is going to come in the mail, okay? Have a good day. Wendell White,
Yes, ma'am.
you are charged with battery. Your bond is $4,000. Do you understand the nature of your charges, or do you need the warrant read? You are to stay away from April White. You cannot return to 1249 Misty Meadows Lane in Hampton, Georgia. Since that is your residence, the court will allow you to go with the sheriff's escort for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal property. However, you cannot go back to that property unescorted unless this matter is resolved or until this condition is modified by another judge through consent or through a hearing. Do you understand? You must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yeah.
Do you wish to have your preliminary hearing?
I don't understand it. Like, wait.
Okay, I've said it 4 times now. So what I'm going to do is just set you down for a preliminary hearing. And if you choose to waive it at a later date, you can do that. Your preliminary hearing is going to be set for June 29th at 8:30 a.m. in room 202. Have a good day, sir.
Step up, state your name.
Monte Williams.
Mr. Williams, we need to do you at the end of the calendar. Your warrant was amended. So we're going to take Daryl Wynn next.
Daryl Wynn is also in infirmary. Did you take?
Okay. Well, give me 5 seconds to hold. I need to look at something for Mr. Williams, okay?
All right, do you want to go ahead and do Young?
No, I'll go ahead and get this Williams thing taken care of. Give me a second. Stand by. All right. I think we'll have to take Mr. Young next. They are still not ready. Can one of the deputies please get in touch with intake? My judicial assistant is trying to get in touch with them about some updated paperwork. Can you, can somebody pass that message along to intake that the court is trying to call them on a different line?
Yes, ma'am, we'll take care of it.
Thank you so much. So we will go ahead and take Charvis Young.
Yes, ma'am, Charles Young.
You are charged with abandonment. Do you understand the nature of your charge, or do you need the warrant read to you?
Yeah, I don't understand it because I didn't have no job at the time.
So I'm not saying do you agree. I'm asking, do you understand what you're charged with?
Oh, yeah, yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that's a different conversation. If you don't agree, that's what your lawyer is here for. I'm just gonna read the warrant for those who don't understand the nature of their charges. So I ask again, do you understand the nature of your charge?
Yeah.
Okay, now your bond is $1,500. You must not violate any laws while out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Your next court date will come in the mail. I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. Have a good day, okay, sir? So we're gonna do the infirmaries and Williams last. It was also, so the court was also made aware that we may need an interpreter. Who was that person that needs an interpreter?
You already brought it up.
Okay, so we don't need that. Is this Mr. Adams?
Yeah.
All right, good afternoon. You are charged with criminal trespass. Do you understand the nature of your charge, or do you need your warrant read?
I understand, ma'am.
Your bond is $3,500. You are to stay away from Rosa Jones. You cannot return to 5470 Riverdale Road, apartment S1. Now, it was indicated on the warrant that that is your residence. So the court will, it's not? Okay, so then you have no reason to be around her then, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so you understand those conditions? Are you able to make bond, sir?
Yeah.
That is a misdemeanor charge. So do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing? Thank you. Have a good day.
CC4.
You, Mr. Adu? Give me 1 second.
My man, Sergeant D. Johnson.
I can't hear you. I can't hear her.
Can you hear me now?
Ma'am.
Okay, I apologize. I thought I was going off the mic and I was going on the mic. And anyway, you were charged with battery, cruelty to children in the 3rd degree, and criminal trespass.
Excuse me. That's my house. That's my
Sir.
So here's the thing. We're not talking about whether you agree. I'm sharing with you what you're charged with. Now, you've been here for a good hour. You haven't seen anybody tell me their side, because it's not your side versus theirs, right? So we don't get special treatment for you, okay? I'm not gonna let you get up here and tell me what happened and all that. We gotta get this going, okay? So finish, and then we'll go from there. All right. Now, your bond is $14,000. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, another question I have for you is, do you understand the nature of your charges? Not do you agree? Do you understand the nature of your charges, or do you need me to read to you the warrants?
No, ma'am. I understand.
You do understand?
Ma'am.
Okay. You are to stay away from Planesh Nua, Israeline Adu, Amari Eastley. You are not to return to 276 Upper Riverdale Road, Jonesboro, Georgia. I know that is your residence. As I stated, that is what the warrant says as well. So you can go back with a sheriff's escort to retrieve your personal property. You cannot go back to that property unescorted. You cannot go back to that property to live unless and until a judge modifies that condition at a later date. Do you understand those conditions? Because that's very important.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You must not violate any laws while out on bond. These are all misdemeanor charges, so you have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So your next court date will come in the mail. I have appointed an attorney to represent you. You can share with your attorney what you are getting ready to try to tell the court. You can share that with your attorney. Okay. Have a good day. Brandon Barnes.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Barnes, you are charged with battery.
Yes, ma'am.
You're charged with battery. Your bond is $10,000. You are to stay away from Justine Francis. You cannot return to 5074A9 Old Dixie Road in Forest Park, Georgia. That is indicated on the warrant that that's your residence. So you can return with a sheriff's escort. Do you understand the nature of your charges, or do you need your warrant read?
I understand.
You must not violate any laws while out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Ma'am.
Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
And I have appointed an attorney to represent you. Have a good day, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Franz Beyer,
Yes, ma'am.
you are charged with stop sign violation and driving on a suspended license. Your bond is $2,000. You must not violate any laws while out on bond. Do you understand the nature of your charges, or do you need your warrant read?
I understand.
Do you wish to, are you able to make bond?
I'm not sure.
Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes.
I have appointed an attorney to represent you. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day. Thank you.
Step up, come on. Take your mask down. State your name.
Louis Casillas. You are charged with use or possession of drug-related objects and possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Your bond is $3,000. Do you understand the nature of your charges, or do you need your warrant read to you?
Can you read it to me? I'm sorry.
What's your name, sir?
Casillas Lois.
Says that you knowingly had in possession 2 marijuana grinders with one containing less than 1 ounce of suspected marijuana. Said offender was the front passenger of a 2012 Nissan Altima bearing Massachusetts tag 9GP569 that was stopped for speeding. The said offender verbally claimed ownership of the 2 grinders and the suspected marijuana. The suspected marijuana is a green leafy substance with the odor and appearance of marijuana. Do you still need clarification about your charges?
No, ma'am.
Okay, are you able to make bond?
No.
Do you wish to have your preliminary hearing?
No.
Your next court date will be June 23rd, 29th. I keep saying 23rd. Your next court date will be June 29th at 8:30 a.m. in room 202. Have a good day.
State your name.
Robert Couch.
Mr. Couch, you are charged with theft by receiving stolen property, possession of marijuana less than an ounce in tinted window. Do you understand the nature of your charges? Your bond is $12,000. You must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond? Your next court date will be June 30th at 8 a.m. in room 202. Have a good day.
State your name.
Xavier Curry.
Please hold. Stand by.
See this one.
You're charged with criminal trespass. Your bond is, do you understand the nature of your charge?
No, ma'am.
Sorry, you're not charged with that. Your name is what, sir?
Xavier Curry.
You're charged with terroristic threats. Do you understand the nature of those charges, or do you need your warrant read?
Yes, ma'am.
You do not have a bond at this time. Should you get a bond, you must not violate any laws out on bond, but as stated, you do not have a bond at this time. Your next court date is June 30th at 8 a.m. in room 202. I have appointed an attorney to represent you. Have a good day. You're welcome. Harry, again.
Yeah.
You're charged with criminal trespass. Do you understand the nature of your charges?
Yeah.
Your bond is $3,500. You are to stay away from Miss Corlin. What's her first name? Imani.
That was the last name?
Corlin.
Orlin?
Corlin.
No, that's not the last name.
What's your name?
Rike Etienne. No charges should have been pressed.
What's her name?
Money Copeland.
Okay, Copeland. It was misspelling. So spell her name for me so we don't have any confusion.
EMONIE COPELAND.
You're to stay away from me, Monty Copeland. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you currently reside with her?
It's my baby mother.
So you currently reside together?
We live together.
At 2246 Harbin Terrace?
Georgia.
You cannot return to that residence except for the purpose of retrieving your personal property. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Is that a yes? You're speaking to the court.
Yeah.
Please don't say yeah. It's very informal. When you're speaking to the court, please say yes, you know, full sentences, those kind of things when you're speaking with the court. So you're to stay away from 2246 Harbin Terrace. You can go back to that property with a sheriff's escort for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal property. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You cannot go back to that property unescorted unless and until this matter is resolved or until that condition is modified by a different judge, okay?
Yeah.
You must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond, Mr. Etienne?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Ma'am.
Thank you. Have a good day. Ronnie Fish,
Ma'am.
you were charged with possession of marijuana less than an ounce, a felony count of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act and tampering with evidence. Do you understand the nature of those charges?
Yes, ma'am. May I ask you something?
1 second. Your bond is $13,500. You must not violate any laws out on bond. What is your question?
I was arrested for those charges and bonded out like 2 weeks ago.
You have a lawyer that's appointed to represent you, so you need to talk to your lawyer about that. What we have in front of us is that these are new charges, so You're bonding them on those charges. I have appointed an attorney to represent you. If these are different charges, obviously your lawyer can kind of dig into that. The court cannot just obviously go off of you saying, I was already bonded in on those, okay? So we have to continue to go through the process. You do have a lawyer that can help you out with that, okay, sir? Your next court date is gonna be June 30th at 8 a.m. in room 202. In the event these are new charges and separate from the ones you had a couple of weeks ago, are you able to make bond on these charges?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, have a good day.
All right.
Last down, state your name.
Flores, Jorge.
After Mr. Flores will be Roy Gardner. Sir, you are charged with a felony count of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act and use of possession of drug-related objects. Your bond is $8,000. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Your next court date is gonna be June 30th at 8 a.m. in room 202. I have appointed an attorney to represent you. Have a good day, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Face the wall. Don't talk.
Are you Mr. Gardner?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, you were charged with disorderly conduct and public drunk. Your bond is $2,500. You must not violate any laws or out on bond. Are you able to make bond, sir?
No, ma'am.
Do you wish to have your preliminary hearing?
No.
Your preliminary hearing will be on June 29th at 8:30 a.m. in room 202. Have a good day, sir.
Step this way.
Mr. Howell, Antonio. After Mr. Howell will be Roderick Hudson. Sir, you are charged with defective equipment, misdemeanor count of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, use or possession of drug-related objects, and 2 felony counts of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act. Do you understand the nature of your charges?
Kind of, sort of.
It's a yes or no. Do you know what I'm not asking, are you agreeing with them? Do you understand what you were charged with and the nature of your charges? Or would you like me to read your warrant aloud?
My warrant,
Do you want me to read your warrant aloud or do you understand the nature of your charges?
I understand.
Okay. You do not have a bond at this time based on your status as a probationer. The court has appointed an attorney to represent you. Your next court date will be June 30th at 8 a.m. in room 202. Have a good day, sir.
All right, you too.
Thank you. Mr. Hudson,
Ma'am.
good afternoon. After Mr. Hudson, we'll have Javoris Jackson. Sir, you were charged with 2 counts of theft by receiving stolen property, which are felonies. Your bond is $20,000. You must not violate any laws while out on bond. Do you understand the nature of your charges or do you need your warrant read aloud?
I understand.
Are you able to make bond?
No.
Was that a yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I have appointed an attorney to represent you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Step up, take your mask down, and state your name.
Good morning, Judge. Warren Jackson.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Jackson. After Mr. Jackson, we'll have Reginald Jones. You're charged with possession of a firearm by a convicted felon and improper lane change. Do you understand your charges or do you need your warrant read aloud?
I understand.
Your bond is $6,500. You must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, one.
I have appointed an attorney to represent you. Your next, that was a yes, you're able to make bond, right, sir? I have appointed an attorney to represent you. Your next court date is gonna be June 30th at 8 a.m. Well, to have a good day. Thank you.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm Reginald Jones.
Okay, sir, you're charged with the seatbelt violation and possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Your bond is $2,000. You must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Ma'am.
Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
No, ma'am.
Your next court date is gonna be June 29th at 8:30 a.m. in room 202. Have a good day.
Come on. Take your mask down. Take your mask down. State your name.
Joel Mabergan, Joel Robert Mabergan.
You are charged with rape, aggravated sodomy, child molestation, and 2 counts of enticing a child for indecent purposes. Do you understand the nature of your charges, or do you need your warrants read aloud?
Understand?
You do not have a bond at this time. Your next court date will be June 30th at 8 a.m. in room 202. I've appointed an attorney to represent you.
Thank you.
Step this way, sir. Take them all. What's your name?
You be called Kylie?
Is Tony McLaren there?
Yes. McLaren?
After McLaren will be McClinton. You're charged with, are you Mr. McLaren? You are charged with concealing the identity of a motor vehicle, no tag, and driving on no insurance. Your bond is $2,000. You must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
And I have appointed an attorney to represent you, so your next court date will come in the mail, okay? Have a good day. Mr. McClinton,
Yes, ma'am.
good afternoon. After Mr. McClinton will be Tony Medina. Is that the person that bonded out?
Yes, ma'am. He brought it out.
Thank you. So after Mr. McClinton will be Mr. Norwood. Mr. McClinton, you're charged with aggravated assault, criminal damage to property in the first degree. Do you understand the nature of your charges, or do you need them read to you?
Understand, ma'am.
You do not have a bond at this time. Should you get a bond, you shall stay away from Christina Jarvis and not return to 211 Lasso Drive. However, as the court has stated, you do not have a bond at this time. I have, however, approved an attorney to represent you, and your next court date will be June 30th at 8 a.m. in room 202. Have a good day.
I didn't wait long for that. I know. Step into there. Come on, sir. What's your name?
Everyone Norwood should be coming up next, please.
Your Honor, did you call Mendoza?
Mendoza, I don't have. Mendoza was bonded out, right?
No, it wasn't Mendoza. It was Medino. But that's Norwood right there.
Okay, let's do Mendoza at the end. I will have to go through the paperwork to find him. I do remember seeing a Mendoza, so let's keep rolling. But thank you for bringing that to my attention. I'll get it.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're Mr. Norwood?
Yeah.
You are charged with theft by receiving stolen property. Your bond is $10,000. Do you understand the nature of your charge, or do you need your warrant read to you?
No, I understand.
Your bond is $10,000. You must not violate the laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
I believe so.
Your next court date will be June 30th at 8 a.m. in room 202. Have a good day.
Who did you have next, Your Honor?
I'm sorry, Idiki Okali, and then Engage Rice.
You called Kylie?
Mr. O'Colly, you're in charge of the brake light violation, possession of marijuana less than an ounce, open container, and a felony count of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substance Act. Do you understand the nature of your charges, or do you need your warrants read aloud?
Oh, yes.
Yes, you understand, or yes, you need them read?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. Your bond is $9,000. Are you able to make bond?
Yes.
A condition of your bond is that you must not violate any laws or out on bond. Do you understand, sir? You said you understand? Okay. You are facing felony charges as well as misdemeanor charges. So your waiver of arraignment, you cannot waive your arraignment. Your preliminary hearing, excuse me, let me go back. Your preliminary hearing cannot be waived. Your preliminary hearing is scheduled for June 30th at 8 a.m. in room 202. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Have a good day. Gage Rice. After Mr. Rice, we'll do Juan Rivers. Mr. Rice, you're charged with speeding, distracted driving, and driving on a suspended license. Your bond is $2,500. Do you understand the nature of your charges?
Yes, ma'am.
You must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you wish to have your preliminary hearing? Your next court date will be June 30th at 8 a.m. in room 202. June 29th, excuse me. Your next court date will be June 29th at 8:30 a.m. in room 202. Have a good day.
Rivers bonded out.
Thank you. We will have Willie Robbins. Robbins will have Jamari Robertson. Mr. Robbins, you're charged with Willie Robbins.
What's your name?
Freddie Robinson.
Take your medicine.
I'm looking for Willie Robbins.
He's coming up, Your Honor.
Thank you. Are you Mr. Willie Robbins?
No.
You are charged with DUI and violation of the seatbelt law. Your bond is $5,500. Understand the nature of your charges?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
A condition of your bond is that you must not violate any laws out on bond. Do you understand?
No.
Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
No.
Thank you. Have a good day. Jamari Robertson. Or Robertson. You are charged with changing a VIN number, concealing the ID of a motor vehicle, tinted windows, and possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime. Your bond is $21,000. You must not violate any laws out on bond. Do you understand the nature of your charges, or do you need your warrant read aloud?
Understand.
Are you able to make bond, sir? Your next court date is going to be June 30th at 8 a.m. in room 202. Have a good day. Frederick Robinson.
State your name.
Freddie Robinson.
You were charged with hijacking a motor vehicle, armed robbery, theft by taking, possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime. How old are you?
19.
You do not have a bond at this time. Your next court date will be June 30th at 8 a.m. in room 202. Have a good day. Rashard Seals.
Good afternoon, Rashard Fields.
Good afternoon. After Mr. Seals, we'll have Jaquan Sheridan. Sir, you were charged with failure to have your headlights on, attended window violation, obstruction of an officer, possession of a marijuana less than an ounce, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon.
Yes.
Your bond is $12,000. Do you understand the nature of your charges? Or do you want your warrant read aloud?
Say that one more time.
Do you understand the nature of your charges or do you want your warrant read aloud?
I understand the nature of my charges.
Okay. Your bond is $12,000. Are you able to make bond?
Now,
Was that a yes or no? The microphone went out.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right.
Your next court date is gonna be June 30th at 8 a.m. in room 202. Have a good day.
All right.
Thank you. Jaquan Sheridan. I'm well, how are you? After Mr. Sheridan, we'll have Willard Walker, and the court will go offline for 2 minutes to straighten out Mr. Mendoza's paperwork. Mr. Sheridan, you were charged with obstruction of an officer as a misdemeanor, but you're also charged with a felony count of obstruction of an officer, as well as possession of a marijuana less than an ounce. Do you understand the nature of your charges, or do you need the warrant read aloud?
I understand, ma'am.
Because you're facing a felony obstruction charge and because of your probation sentence, you do not have a bond at this time. However, the court is appointing an attorney to represent you. Your next court date will be June 30th at 8 a.m. in room 202. Have a good day.
Thank
You're welcome. Mr. Walker, you are DUI less safe and striking a fixed object. Your bond is $6,500. Do you understand the nature of your charges?
Yes.
You shall not violate any laws allowed on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes.
Your charges are misdemeanor charges, so you have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes.
Thank you. Have a good day. Your next court date will come in the mail. Please stand by as I locate Mr. Mendoza's paperwork. Have I missed anybody else besides those infirmary and Mr. Williams?
Yes, Deputy James wants to go get the 200 affirmative.
Okay, thank you. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'll take a seat on the bench.
Are you Mr. Mendoza?
Yes.
Necesite interprete? English? Do you need an interpreter? Necesite interprete?
No English.
We have to do him last. Who else do we have that we can do? Is Mr. Williams still standing by? Monte Williams? Are you Monte Williams? We located your paperwork. You were charged with improper lane change and DUI. Your bond is $5,500. Do you understand the nature of your charges or do you need your warrant read to you?
I understand the nature of my charges.
Your bond is $5,500. The condition of your bond is that you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
These are misdemeanor offenses. You have an option to waive your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing? Thank you. Have a good day. I thought I heard Gaines. Is that Gaines I've been talking to? Do you want me to go ahead and call the language line while y'all get those infirmaries up? Or y'all ready with the infirmary inmates?
Yeah, yes, Judge, you can go ahead and call the language line now.
Okay.
What, the whole amount or the bond company? Yeah, you tell me to sell bond, you can put it all on the credit card. Now, be
Court is back in session. I am here with Grisel. Can you hear? I want you to speak and say hello to Mr. Mendoza, Grisel, so that we can make sure that he hears you.
Buenas tardes, señor Mendoza.
Sí. Hola.
Bueno,
Sí.
¿me escucha, señor Mendoza?
Sí.
Okay.
Okay, so I need to read to him several things that I read earlier that he probably didn't understand. So I will just have you read and interpret from English to Spanish and Spanish to English in accordance with your training and experience. Okay, ma'am?
Okay.
So, sir, this is your first appearance before Magistrate Court of Clayton County.
Okay, señor, esta es su primera apariencia en la Corte Magistral del Condado.
We are not here to try your case or take a plea.
Estamos en este momento aquí para tener su caso o tomar si es inocente o culpable.
Okay.
To tell you of the charges that are brought against you and to tell you of your rights.
Estoy aquí para leerle sus cargos y también sus derechos.
I'm also to set bail on some certain offenses and to schedule a hearing if necessary.
Ok, señor, y también si tiene derecho a fianza o no, dependiendo de cómo vaya el juicio.
The right to the presumption of innocence until the state proves your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
Usted tiene derecho a declararse inocente hasta que se demuestre lo contrario.
Okay.
Right to indictment by grand jury for felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors.
Usted tiene derecho a declararse inocente de cualquier cargo y también de cargos menores.
You have a right to a speedy and public trial by jury.
Usted tiene derecho a tener un juicio justo y rápido.
You have the right to see, hear, and cross-examine witnesses who are called against you.
Usted tiene derecho a ver, escuchar y a confrontar a cualquier testigo que lo esté culpando.
You also have the right to call your own witnesses on your own behalf.
También tiene derecho a llamar testigos en su apoyo.
You have the right to testify, but if you don't, no assumption of your guilt is raised by your failure to testify.
Tiene derecho a testificar, pero si decide no testificar, esto no tendrá esto no va a tener nada que ver con su culpabilidad o no.
Okay.
Right to have an attorney represent you, and I am going to appoint an attorney to represent you.
Usted tiene derecho a tener un abogado que lo represente y yo le voy a asignar un abogado del condado para que lo represente.
I'm setting a bond for you, and your bond can be paid with cash, property, or a bonding company.
Le voy a poner una fianza y esa fianza se puede pagar con efectivo, con alguna propiedad o por medio de una agencia de fianzas.
Okay.
If you have certain conditions on your bond, you cannot violate them, or you can have increased penalties with the court if you violate your special conditions.
Usted va a tener condiciones con su fianza, no las puede violar, sino entonces va a tener repercusiones con sus cargos mayores.
Okay.
You are charged with a misdemeanor only, so you have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing.
Usted tiene un cargo menor y eso le puede ayudar a que no tenga que llegar a un juicio.
Okay.
You are charged with a license violation.
Tiene el cargo de violación de licencia.
Do you understand what you are charged with?
¿Está entendiendo de por qué cuáles son sus cargos?
Yeah.
Your bond is $1,000. Are you able to make bond?
Su fianza es de $1,000. ¿Puede pagar esa fianza?
Sí, un familiar puede.
¿La puede pagar, perdón?
Sí, un familiar puede.
Can a family member pay for that bond?
Sí, yes, they can.
Okay.
Sí puede.
You shall not violate any laws while out on bond.
Usted no puede violar sus reglas de fianza.
Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing, or do you want the court to set a preliminary hearing?
¿Usted quiere que se le emita el derecho a una corte o quiere usted tener un juicio en corte?
¿Perdón?
¿Quiere usted tener juicio en corte o quiere evitar el juicio en corte?
Si lo repito, ¿qué pasaría?
It appears he may not understand, so just tell him I'm going to set his court date for June 29th at 8:30, and if he bonds out, his court date will come in the mail.
Ok, señor, entonces, mire, le voy a dar una cita para juicio que va a ser en junio 29 a las 8:30 de la mañana. Si no se presenta, usted va a tener repercusiones.
Understand? Comprende?
¿Entiende lo que le acabo de decir?
Yes.
All right. So thank you so much, ma'am. We are good to go. Please let him know that he will need to sign certain paperwork at the jail, but other than that, we are good to go.
Ok, señor, entonces ya terminamos. Usted va a tener que firmar unos papeles en la cárcel, pero ya terminamos.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Madam Interpreter. I'm going to hang the line up now. Thank you so much.
Thank you for using our services, ma'am. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Bye-bye. Are we ready for those last two gentlemen?
Take your mask down.
Thank you so much. Name, please, sir.
What's your name?
Yeah, Wayne.
Wayne. This is Wayne.
Thank you. Give me 1 second.
Thank you. Take your mask down. I'm listening to what the judge is saying.
Mr. Wynn, you are charged with public indecency and indecent exposure. Your bond is $2,000. Do you understand the nature of your charge?
Do you understand the charge? Yes or no?
Yeah, please forgive me. Yeah, I can't clean it up, Oh, dang it. Because it,
No, it's going.
I can't understand him. Did you understand him, Deputy, and let me know what he said?
It's gibberish.
Okay. So this is what we're gonna do. He's charged with public indecency. His bond is $2,000. I am going to appoint an attorney to represent you, sir. And your next court date will be June 29th at 8:30 a.m. in room 202.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Take your mask down. So breaking the came from the firm. 2013. State your name.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Yeah.
Take your mask down.
Mr. Shepard, you are charged with use or possession of drug-related objects and criminal trespass. Your bond is $3,000. Do you understand the nature of your charges?
Understand.
All right. Are you able to make bond, sir?
I got to make a phone call.
Okay, that's up to the jail, Mr. Shepard. But if you're able to make a phone call, you think you'll be able to make bond at $3,000?
Make a phone call, big.
Okay. Condition of your bond is that you must not violate any laws while out on bond. You understand that, right?
I understand that.
Okay. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing, or do you want the court to set you down for a preliminary hearing?
I don't know about the, process of it, but, I would like to be careful.
Okay, so this is what we'll do. Out of an abundance of caution, the court will set you down for a court hearing. If you bond out, your next court date will come in the mail. But as of right now, your court date is gonna be June 29th at 8:30 in room 202. If you bond out, your court date will come in the mail, okay? Because I am giving you an attorney to assist you, okay?
Can you drop my bond down a little bit?
That's actually that's our lowest bond for those kind of charges, sir. Those are our minimum bonds for those types of charges. So unfortunately, the court cannot grant that request.
Understand that.
Yes, sir. So you have a good day. Your court date is gonna be on the 29th. And if you bond out, then your court date will come in the mail, okay?
Okay,
Thank you, sir. Have a good one.
okay, thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Is that everyone? Uh-oh, y'all.
That's everyone.
I mean,
Okay,
other day, sir.
thank you so much. Y'all have a good one.
Yeah,
Hey, you got somebody that's in here? Yeah, it works. You come on, come on, it works.